Evaluating advice. The importance of considering the source. Hello, English language learners. Today we're diving into a crucial part of giving and receiving advice, which is considering the source of advice. This is especially important when you're trying to decide whether to follow someone's advice or not. Let's get started. The phrase, considering the source of advice, simply means to think about who is giving the advice and their qualifications or experiences. It's all about assessing the credibility, reliability, and relevance of the person giving the advice. For instance, if you're looking for advice on how to prepare an English speech, you'd likely consider advice from an English teacher or public speaking expert more reliable than advice from someone who doesn't speak English fluently or have experience in public speaking. To assess the credibility of the source, you might ask yourself some questions like, what qualifications or experiences does this person have related to the advice they're giving? Has their advice worked for others in the past? Do they seem to have a solid understanding of the situation or issue? Remember, someone who has experience or knowledge in a certain area is more likely to give you advice that's useful and effective. The relevance and context of the advice is also important to consider. Even if someone is an expert in their field, if their expertise doesn't match the context of your situation, their advice may not be applicable or helpful. For example, a professional chef could give excellent advice on cooking, but that advice might not be so useful if you're looking for tips on studying English vocabulary. Lastly, it's important to balance the advice you receive with your own judgment and circumstances. No matter how credible and relevant the source is, their advice won't be helpful if it doesn't fit with your unique situation or align with your personal values or goals. So, that wraps up our exploration on considering the source of advice. Remember to think about the credibility, relevance, and your own personal judgment when considering advice. We hope this discussion has been helpful and will aid you in making better decisions when dealing with advice. See you in the next video.